What is your main goal in life? Is it to find the partner that you're going to spend the rest of your life with? Is it going to get a job to where you're going to be able to be set for the rest of your life? Is it a family? Is it kids? Is it being able to travel the world? Is it being able to help people through things that they're struggling with? Is it to start a movement? Is it to create a name for yourself? Whatever it may be, you have to be selfish with your life in order to achieve any of those things in its truest capacity. So, my name is Alexis, and in today's video, I want to dive deep into why you need to be selfish, why you need to be selfish with your life. And none of the stuff that I said before is even possible in its most authentic form if you are not selfish with yourself. And I say this because you being your most selfish self, I'm not saying being arrogant, I'm not saying being this very cocky or narcissistic or like what can I get out of this type of person. No, I'm saying what is in your best interest, what is going to get you to where you want to be in life, what is going to get you to those goals. And in order to figure that out, you have to know who you are. You have to be able to manage your time correctly. You have to be able to say no to people, say no to certain situations, be able to navigate your life and have full control over your own life. And all of that falls under the realm of being selfish. So, and also if you want to live a more selfless life and be able to give back to people, be able to help people with whatever they're struggling with, or help your family, help the people closest to you, you have to be selfish with yourself before you are able to be selfless with them. And I say that because if you're giving everybody else all of your energy, all of your time, all of your resources, you're not going to be able to spend any of that anywhere else. You're either going to be stuck, drained, in a situation that you don't want to be in. And then once you start becoming so unhappy with yourself, there's no drive to do anything else. You're not as willing to help people. You're not as willing to even do the basic needs for yourself. Not could be able to take care of your physical being or your mental being. And that is the most important thing for yourself. You have to take care of yourself in order to stay standing, right? You have to keep your game health high in order to survive the rest of the game that we call life. And if it's your goal to reach any of those things, whether, like I said before, whether it be speaking to a girl or finding a partner, you have to be able to know your true self. You have to be able to tell them when like you don't fit my certain criteria. And at the end of the day, I mean, you wouldn't really say it like that, right? But at the end of the day, if they don't fit who you are as a person, then that it doesn't work. They don't fit your life. And you only know that if you're being selfish with yourself. You have to be selfish with your time. So you have to be able to say no to your friends if they want to go out, if they want to go party, if they want to go out to eat, if they want to just hang out. If whatever your goal may be, whether that be making money or even providing for a family that you already have, you have to be able to put your head down. You have to be able to get what you need to be done. And that's not arrogant. It is selfish of you, and with rightly so. And once you get to a point where you have achieved those goals and you've achieved those frameworks, those habits, then you're able to spend your time how you'd like. And by that time, you already have everything in place. You know what your boundaries are. You know what you can and cannot tolerate. And it is how you become the most authentic version of yourself. And I think being selfish is such a bad connotation around it, right? Like, oh, they get whatever they want, or oh, they they're so spoiled, blah, 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 blah. And I think at the end of the day, when when people bring this up or they complain about it, complain about other people being selfish or complain about them being not as open or available to other people, I think it comes from a form of jealousy, right? Either somebody's not gaining something from you, or you're not able, or they're not at the spot that you're in. They're jealous that they can't do what you're doing. They're jealous that they can't say no, or they can't go on certain trips with their family, or that they can't talk to girls, or that they can't go see the world, right? Like, everything comes from, or things like that come from insecurities in other people as well. And they project it onto other people that have something that they don't. You can see that exponentially through the wealthy bracket of people, right? A lot of people in the middle class and the poor class always comment on taxing the rich. Little do they know, everything, a lot of business talk, but they're basically just taxing themselves even more. Once they raise the taxes on more wealthy people who don't even really pay taxes, and that's because they own businesses and that's because they own companies, that they're able to write a lot of that stuff off. If a small business, or if somebody in the middle class or the poorer class were to open a small business, which is definitely feasible now in this economy, because, or in this day and age, because you can start something online free of charge. Like, you don't have to put money into this, right? So if anybody, there's a way to do anything if you're willing to do it. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what background you come from. People do this all the time. People in different countries learn English and have a whole career here as well. And whatever stigma is behind them as well, or bias against them, whatever needs to be done, they will do. And that's because they are selfish within themselves, and they have such a strong desire to get done what they want to get done. And I feel like a lot of people in more privileged countries don't have that same drive, or it's definitely not as common. And it's a very sad thing to see, and I think it's because we're cradled by a lot of different things, whether that be the government, the schooling system, people who raise you, and it's not their fault because they were raised like that as well. So it's also, take the time to educate yourself as well. With being selfish with your time, work on yourself as much as possible. See what, like I said before, what your boundaries are, what you can and cannot tolerate. And with that takes time. And all of this is ever changing. So once you get in different phases of your life, say that you couldn't even speak to girls in the first place, and then you got a small win and you spoke to your first girl ever. Now you broke down that barrier, and now you're able to speak to women, and then later on you're able to find a girlfriend, and then so on and so forth. So you have to be able to allow yourself to grow and to be selfish with yourself and selfish with your time, and not to let people leech off of you. Because in order to be selfless in the end, which is what a lot of people want to do, a lot of people want to give back to the community, a lot of people want to help out their family members, a lot of people want to retire when they're older. And the only way you get to that is if you're thinking about yourself, because nobody else is going to think about you besides you. No one cares about you in that sense, right? Like, even your parents and your guardians, they love you unconditionally, or whoever is taking care of you has loved you unconditionally, to where even them, they can't live your life for you. At one point in time, they're going to pass, and you're still going to have to learn or know how to take care of yourself at the end of the day. So just remember, be selfish to then be selfless, and really just work at it. Set smaller goals, work towards those goals, and build up that positive loop inside your head to be selfish. So, and remember to always be humble about it as well, and to always just be a genuine human being. Anyways, that was my thoughts on the whole selfish topic, and just kind of, and I guess actually maybe to give you some action items to go about building up this more you putting yourself first, this more selfish type of way of going about life. If you don't want to go to parties, or if you don't want to go out, say no to your friends. Or if it's too hard to say no, go for very, very small increments of time to start out and then leave. And then just become less and less apparent at those outings, to where you're able to say no to those types of outings. Every time has a season, and for you to be able to build yourself up the way you want to build yourself up, you have to spend the time to do that. So I would also recommend you to spend a lot of time with yourself. And in a lot of these videos, I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself in how to help yourself. And it's kind of hard to stay broad, but then also to give you more narrowed down the ways to go about things, because everything is very dependent on specific situations as to what people are going through. So I can only really go pretty broad, but take whatever drives you in life, whatever goals you may have, no matter how big they are. $1 million, if you want to be an actress, an actor, if you want to start making music, you have to stop caring what people say, be selfish about everything about you to a certain extent, and just figure out life how you want to figure it out, where you want to end up. And everything will come with trials and tribulations. You're not going to get it right the first time, the 50th time, the 100th time, the flipping 100,000th time, right? Nobody's perfect. Nobody can do everything 100% all the time, especially when it comes to emotions, especially when it comes to other people, and especially when it comes to other people that you care about. But, so yeah, I would recommend just trying to say no a little bit more, not falling for, I guess, like just not falling into situations you don't want to be in, and realizing those situations as they come up, and then trying to exit out of those as soon as possible. So if it doesn't positively benefit you in the long term, whether that be it making somebody close to you happy or benefiting you directly, then don't do it at the time, or as it is right now, or don't do it ever. Actually, if nothing really positively benefits you, it doesn't make you feel good, it doesn't add to your personal well-being or your overall outlook and your overall goal in life, whether that be world peace, whether that be picking up, making the world clean again by taking out all of the trash and the recyclables from the ocean or waterways or animals or whatever is your drive, whatever is your purpose, whatever you find interest in, if it has a positive effect on any of that, and this can be a lot of different things, then it's okay. That's you putting your energy towards that and you benefiting from that. So I hope you guys got something from this video. And if you want me to touch on anything else, just go ahead and drop a comment. If you want me to expand on certain things, or if you have a direct question that you would like me to answer in a video, I will most definitely love to do that. Anyways, it has been a joy, a pleasure speaking to you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.